please subscribe to the channel. Otherwise you are missing many important videos for making your career. Aristotle says excellence is not an art, it is the habit of the practice. Just ask this question to yourself, are you having right practice? Hello everyone, my name is Chandra Prakash Joshi, former AGM RBI, and in this video we are discussing another 20 questions. This is the 7th video in the series. If you have any question, you can come to us 9205524028. These questions are going to be very important for your phase 2 exam. Now, annual financial statement of budget is placed in the parliament. Told you last time, budget is the annual financial statement, and this is placed as per the article 112 of the constitution. Budget is an estimate of the receipt and expenditure of the government of India. The three parts of these accounts are consolidated fund, contingency fund and public fund. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the committee set up by RBI for review of the customer service standard in RBI regulated entities? RBI regulated entities means all bank, NBFCs, payment companies. This committee will be chaired by BP Kanungo, ex-deputy governor. Talwar Committee and Damodaran Committee are some other important committees set up in the past for the customer service. The Ombudsman framework was first set up in 2006. RBI has set up this committee to review the customer service standard, and this is going to be headed by Mr. BP Kanungo, former deputy governor. Other members are these. Actually not required to remember. The important committee set up for customer service are, last one is Damodaran Committee, before that Tarapur Committee on Procedure and Performance Audit on Public Services, and prior to that Gopuria Committee and Talwar Committee. The Banking Ombudsman scheme was introduced in 1995, so not the 2006. It was replaced by Banking Ombudsman scheme in 2006, and now 2021 is in place. Many of you have been asking about what is Extreme B. This is the only program for RBI Grade B preparation where you get an opportunity to study offline plus online. So offline classes held in different modules. Recently we have done module 2, in which we have been physically meeting with these students and doing the classes. You want to see the experience, we have done a live streaming of the class. Please go to the video. The advantage of these sessions is that we personally get to know each other. Students know the faculty and faculty members know them personally. You have a lot of opportunity to chit chat during the lunch break, tea time, and you get into the company of the other students who are seriously preparing. Otherwise you keep on finding the serious candidate and you waste a lot of time in social media, WhatsApp, Telegram, etc. Our faculties for Extreme B are those who have cleared RBI Grade B exam, like Dr. Sharma, Sushil Ragde sir, myself, Chandra Prakash Joshi, Arnima ma'am, Prachi ma'am, Rekha Malhotra, Amit Pari sir. You are going to meet them also during the online sessions. Which of the following statement is correct regarding IBC pre-packs? These were introduced in April 21 as a pre-packaged insolvency resolution process. PPIRP is for the corporate debtors who are classified as MSME. Default amount eligible under PPRIP is 10 lakh plus but less than 50 lakh. This is not, third is not correct. First and second are correct. These things you will also find in our notes when you are having this course. PPIRP was introduced by the Ministry of Law and Justice by way of Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code in April 2021. And applicable to the corporate debtor classified as MSME as per the MSME definition, and threshold is default amount is 10 lakh, not to be more than 1 crore rupees, 1 crore to 10 lakh, and the process is to be completed in 120 days. PIRP is required to be completed in 120 days. From the pre-packaged insolvency commencement date under CIRP time is 180 days with mandatory 330 days limit. Excess return on an investment related to the return on a benchmark index is called. This is a theoretical question and very conceptual question. You must be knowing this term, hearing it here and there, especially those who invest in or take interest in stock market. That is called alpha. So alpha is you are expecting something. Suppose you are expecting 15% return and you get 17. So 2% is the alpha. Beta measures the stock's volatility in relation to the market. Market has a beta of 1. A stock having beta more than 1 means that swings more than the market. High beta stocks are riskier but also supposed to provide higher returns. When we talk about the ability of a fund manager, we say, can he find out some alpha, which is beyond the market. For providing financial support for quality project development activities for PPP projects of the central and the state government and local bodies, the fund, which is set as a India Infrastructure Project Development Fund, would assist ordinarily up to what % of the project development expenses? Straightforward question. You have to know the answer here, which is 75% support will come from ordinarily up to 75% of the project development expenses. National Monetization Pipeline (NMP) estimate aggregate monetization potential of what amount through core assets of the central government over a 4-year period from FY 2022 to 25. What is the amount? Again, very straightforward question. It is 6 lakh crore. Monetization of the asset has been identified as one of the 3 pillars for enhanced and sustainable infrastructure financing in the country. The budget also envisages preparation of the National Monetization Pipeline created by Niti Aayog. The potential estimate monetization target is 6 lakh crore in these 4 years, 22, 23, 24, 25. The government completed transaction with 96,000 crore under the NMP in 21-22, while the first year target was 88,000 crore. So aggregate target of 1.62 lakh crore has been firmed up for this year, this financial year 22-23. And how this is going to happen? This is by unlocking the value of the investment in public sector by tapping the private sector capital and efficiencies. It will be co-terminus with the National Infrastructure Pipeline envisaged in December 19. NIP envisages infrastructure investment up to 111 lakh crore over 5-year period from 22-25. Which of the following is not a function of SEBI checking price rigging in the stock market? Option elimination, use that. Prohibiting insider trading. So both are looking correct. Developing foreign exchange market in India. Actually foreign exchange market primarily with RBI. Read the other one. The best one we have to choose. The regulation of the mutual fund. That is definitely with SEBI. So price rigging, SEBI has to check that. All of the above foreign exchange is basically RBI's function. So that is a correct option here. Which of the following statement is correct about the Global Hunger Index GHI? India rank in 2021 is 101 out of the 116, improving compared to 2020. GHI is a peer-reviewed annual publication released by the Wealth Hunger Hilfi and Concern Worldwide. Fortunately, we don't need to read in the exam. GHI reflects the status of a country with respect to the overall food security and access to food by using dimensions like child mortality, inadequate food supply and child undernutrition. So the rank is not correct in the question. It is India slipped to 101st position. So 101st was correct here, but it was not improved, but it has slipped actually from 94th position earlier in 2020. The GHI score declined. First time this report was published in 2006. This considers undernourishment, child stunting and child wasting, child mortality. Which of the following statement is or are correct regarding NBFCs? There shall be a ceiling of 1 crore per borrower for financing subscription to IPO for listing of NBFCs. In order to enhance the quality of regulatory capital, NBFC UL upper layer shall maintain common tier equity of at least 9% of CRAR risk-weighted asset. The extent NPA classification norm stands changed to the overdue period of more than 90 days for all categories of NBFCs. HFCs, housing finance companies, are regulated by RBI. This is correct because earlier it was the NHB, now it has been again with RBI. NBFCs without public funds and customer interface will always remain in the upper layer of the regulatory structure. Incorrect statement. So this last one seems to be incorrect. NBFC without public funds, why they will be in the upper layer of the regulatory structure? Because if some NBFC has public fund, that has to be more tightly regulated. Without public funds will remain in the base layer of the regulatory structure. NPA classification remain unchanged, remains same 90 days for all categories of NBFC. A glide path is provided to NBFCs is base layer to adhere to the 90-day NPA norm as under, and this path is not applicable to NBFCs which are already required to follow 90-day norm. So all NBFCs will come to 90-day norm by 26. There shall be a ceiling of 1 crore per borrower for IPO subscription. and HFCs with effect from 2019 are regulated by RBI. Which of the following is not qualitative tool of the RBI monetary policy? So basically, what is quantitative tool? I think you can understand that CRR is a quantitative tool. When RBI increases CRR, it's a number. SLR is again a number. If you know 2, so all of the above quantitative tool becomes the correct answer. Even if you don't know about operation twist and OMOs, just by knowing CRR and SLR, you know the correct answer. And I have explained this CRR, SLR, bank rate, MSF, OMOs, operation twist. I made a separate video. You have to go to all that. Qualitative tools are like credit rationing, moral suasion, RBI gives speeches, direct action, consumer credit regulations, foreign margin requirements. So these are the qualitative tools. Early childhood care and education has received much importance in national education policy. Which of the following are suggested with NEP with regard to ECCE? These are the 3 statements. Planning and implementation ECCE will be carried out entirely by the Education Ministry. Prior to the age of 3, every child will move to a preparatory class or Bal Vatika which has ECCE qualified teacher. ECCE will be delivered through institutions including Anganwadis and preschool that will have the teachers and Anganwadi workers trained in the ECCE pedagogy and curriculum. The third statement is correct. This is the right answer here. NEP 20, the committee was led by Dr. K. Kasturirangan. National Education Policy states that India aims for the best quality education system by 2040 with equitable access to the high quality education for all learners regardless of the social and the economic background, with 100% gross employment ratio in school by 2030. It will bring 2 crore out of the school back to the school into the mainstream through open schooling system, and a ECCE will be carried out jointly by Education Ministry, Women and Child Development, Health and Family Welfare and Tribal Affairs. These 4 ministries are there. Further, it states that prior to the age of 5, not 3, every child will move to a preparatory class, which is Bal Vatika. Which of the following statement are correct? Agriculture, mining and quarrying are part of the primary sector. So primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Secondary is trade, transport, storage are secondary, and electricity and gas supply are tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is what? Service sector. So you have to know these details, fundamentals, that A is the primary sector, agriculture, mining and quarrying. So something which comes directly from the earth. A crop you grow directly comes from the earth, and same is your mining and quarrying activities. And this trade is what? It is a service. It is not secondary sector. Trade is a tertiary sector. Transport, storage, you are giving a service. Secondary is manufacturing, electricity, gas, water supply, construction activities. The National Strategy for Financial Education recommends a 5C approach for dissemination of the financial education in the country. Which of the following is not one of those 5 C's? Content, capacity, community, creativity and collaboration. These 5s are there, but creativity is not part of it. It is content, capacity, community, communication and collaboration. Little confusing? So even if you have read, this kind of things comes in exam. Which theory assumes that the employee are internally motivated, enjoy their job and work to better themselves? Theory X, theory Y, theory Z. Must know. So theory X says people are lazy. They are not motivated. Correct answer here is theory Y, which says people are internally motivated. And this theory was developed by McGregor in 1957. You shall also know that theory Z, which is Japanese Ouchi gave that theory. It says, and as it happens with the Japanese theory, Japanese management, so it tells about the loyalty of the employee, loyalty with their teams, with their organization, long-term employment. One of the document of a company read as it is of the fundamental importance that the company is looked upon with trust, confidence and credibility. This can be achieved by following the key principles of integrity, independence, objectivity, confidentiality and competence. What is this document most likely to be? Code of conduct, code of ethics, code of care, virtue, probity. Because now in your syllabus there is questions related to ethics. So this is code of ethics, set of principles that people hold themselves or that are held by the organizations or group that guide the behavior of all the employee. And code of conduct is what an employee has to follow and has clear-cut incentive and punishment attached to it. That is the conduct of an employee. Ethics is not conduct. Conduct is day-to-day behavior which leads to some reward or some punishment. Which of the following is correct about BIS, Bank of International Settlement, headquartered in Basel, Switzerland, owned by Central Bank of various countries, established in 1945, now has 162 members. A and B are correct because it was established in 1930 by an intergovernmental agreement between these countries. Now there are 63 members owned by Central Bank. So these Basel guidelines come from BIS, Bank of International Settlement. Year 2022 makes the beginning of the cessation of the publication of the LIBOR, London Interbank Offer Rate, the financial benchmark which has been used widely so far by the global financial system. So up to which date this use of LIBOR will be ceased? The correct answer is 30th June 23. 1 week, 2 month USD LIBOR and non-USD LIBOR of all tenors ceased publication after December 31st, 2021. RBI has advised to move to alternate reference rate. This is an important exam question. UPI 123 Pay provides 4 distinct options to feature phones users to effect digital payment. Which of the following is not a feature of UPI 123 Pay? It is interactive voice response, app-based functionality, proximity, sound-based payment, and voice messaging and missed call. Voice messaging is not there because you can understand in a feature phone it is going to be tough, and this UPI 123 Pay is there to empower 40 crores feature phone subscriber to bring them in the digital payment, provide service of IVR, missed call, app-based functionality, and proximity sound-based payment. Which of the following international organization releases poverty and shared prosperity report? It is World Bank. Poverty and Shared Prosperity Report is biannual report of the World Bank, provides a global audience with the latest and most accurate estimate on trends in global poverty and shared prosperity. Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Urban Livelihood, that is DANULM, looks at holistic and all-around development of urban poor. It consists of multiple sub-schemes. Which of the following is not one of the scheme of DANULM? These are the options here. The correct one is capacity building and financial inclusion. So this is not a part of DANULM. This scheme has social mobilization, institutional development, employment through skill training and placement, capacity building and training, self-employment program, scheme for shelter and urban homeless, support to urban street vendors, innovative and special project. This question you have to answer as per Levin's 3-step change model. Overcoming the pressure of both individual resistance and group conformity is termed as unfreezing, movement, changing, refreezing, and restraining. Please write your answer in the comment. You can write ABCD also. The more you participate, the better you learn. Success has to do with deliberate practice. Practice must be focused, determined, and in an environment where there is a feedback. Come to Exambik classes. You are getting constant feedback on your performance. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do it right now. All the best for your preparation.